Ever wondered what wisdom Proverbs 26 holds for us today? Verse 1 tells us that honor is not for fools, like snow in summer. Verse 2 reminds us that a curse without cause won't land on you. In verse 3, we see the importance of discipline, like a whip for a fool. Verse 4 warns us not to answer a fool according to their folly. Verse 5 seems contradictory, but it teaches us to engage wisely. Verse 6 shows the danger of sending a message by a fool. Verse 7 compares a fool's words to a lame man's legs, ineffective. Verse 8 tells us that honoring a fool is like tying a stone in a sling. Verse 9 illustrates how a thorny bush is not safe to touch. Verse 10 warns about the dangers of a master craftsman using fools. Verse 11 reminds us that fools repeat their mistakes like a dog returns to vomit. Verse 12 cautions us about those who think they are wise but are not. Verse 13 shows the lazy man making excuses to avoid work. Verse 14 depicts the lazy man's endless cycle of procrastination. Verse 15 highlights how a slothful man hides from responsibility. Verse 16 tells us that the lazy man believes he is wiser than 7. Verse 17 warns against meddling in others' disputes. Verse 18 compares a fool's actions to a madman throwing firebrands. Verse 19 shows how a deceitful person tricks others for fun. Verse 20 emphasizes the need for unity to avoid conflict. Verse 21 illustrates how a contentious person stirs up strife. Verse 22 shows how gossip spreads like fire, causing damage. Verse 23 warns about the deceptive nature of smooth words. Verse 24 reveals the heart of a deceitful person hidden behind a mask. Verse 25 reminds us that flattery can hide true intentions. Verse 26 shows how deceitful people can be dangerous and manipulative. Verse 27 concludes that those who dig a pit will fall into it. Finally, verse 28 warns that lying tongues hate those they hurt.